Why is it so important to build a relationship or rapport with the other agents? And what am I doing for my future clients? In fact, what's the best way to communicate with agents? These are all multi-part questions. Okay, so I just had a fantastic conversation with another agent, just looking for some guidance about how to best respond to an email. And in this industry, there's lots of emails and conversations and things that fly back and forth, and we're all time bound. We want to get things done by a certain time because contractually we're supposed to. And so one thing that I think that is very important, especially when we're communicating about important events, is written communication. Now, I've learned over the years that some agents I can just have a conversation with and we're good, especially when we're on track, right? But things in this business, we're dealing with humans. Sometimes a lender goes to a different brokerage or a mortgage company right in the middle of a transaction, and that can complicate things. But we all have the same goal, and that's to get this house or this piece of land sold, because that's what's best for the buyers and sellers. And things happen. I remember back in COVID, man, all kinds of things where we couldn't get signings done because someone's in quarantine, right? And so we've all got to work together. And that's what makes, in my opinion, the stellar agents really rise to the top, is how we deal with this stuff when it happens. It's going to happen, right? It's real estate. It is a living, breathing machine. So one thing that I think is very important, and one thing you'll find whether you're on the other side of the transaction with me or you're one of my clients, is we attempt to do a high level of communication, and that involves a lot of text messages or emails just to let you know, hey, earnest money came in, or hey, we're on track, hey, this is when the inspection is. That way, because we all have lives that are going on, I might have called you in the middle of lunch with your best friends. I might have called you while you're in an argument with your spouse or whatever. So if I can send you a text that says inspection scheduled for 9 a.m. on Tuesday, you can go back and look at that. It's not that I don't want to talk to you, because we all know I like to talk. It's that I want you to have clarification. I want you to have written record. And the same thing when I'm communicating with other agents. And so that leads to the second facet of why I'm doing this, because ultimately we want to get the home sold. We want a fantastic experience, but I'm working today for my clients 5-10 years down the road. And so if I create a great experience with the real estate agent on the other side of the transaction, one, we end up getting the current client who's under contract, whether it's a seller or a buyer, to the closing table. They get the home of their dreams. They get to sell the home that they needed and money in their pocket, right? So we get that. That's great. But let's say 5 years from now, Joe Smith was the agent that maybe that deal didn't go quite right, but we made it good. I'm writing an offer for another buyer of mine, a client of mine, and Joe Smith has the seller, and Joe Smith gets 2 offers, and one's from me, one's from another agent, identical offers, same price, same terms, inspection time frame. So what is that agent gonna do? Well, he may look at it and go, Brian's on one deal, and I really had a great experience with him 5 years ago when things took a left at Albuquerque. Or Brian's on the one deal, and he really handled that deal badly when things went left at Albuquerque. One of the two is going to happen, right? And so when he's presenting them to the seller, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we have 2 offers, identical offers, and I know this agent is solid. Like, I know he's going to do what it takes to get this across the finish line. Or I know that this agent is not fantastic to work with. look, I want to help you guys sell your house, but I definitely want to make sure that you get it sold. And I've had some questionable dealings with this person. So that's one of the reasons why I'm working so hard to build great relationships with agents. Ultimately, today, I represent my client. And so we're going to do what's best for my client, regardless of my 5-year client, right? We're going to do what's best for my client right now. But as long as I'm best representing my client, because sometimes you get really upset and you're like, I'm going to send this email. I'm going to tell this person how it is. I'm going to show him. We're getting the same thing done. We actually might not. Maybe we're not best representing our client. We may be in the right, and it might be everything is true, but it may not be the best position to put our current client in, much less our 5-year client. And there again, emails, text messages, something that documents it, saying, hey, I told you that this property was waiting for the appraiser to show up. Right? I showed you right here. I sent this email that says that we had the appraisal done and it came back at value. Or I told you that it was an underwriting on January 12th or whatever. So it's always good to have written documentation. The last thing about the written documentation is you can write it, you can reflect on it, and then you can rewrite it if needed. Sometimes it doesn't matter a lick if that email gets sent out right now or tomorrow morning. And maybe I can have some time to reflect on it. But maybe I need to send that out tonight so that I can sleep better, but I can at least reread it, maybe share with my broker or someone else and say, hey, am I being a little bit too harsh? Am I in the right? Does this make sense? Should I be more harsh? I really need to slap this person upside the head. Do you think that this gets the message across? Right? So that's my words of wisdom for the day. I hope it helps. Always looking to bring value. If you guys want to hear something, don't bother to drop please drop a line, what you'd like to hear about. I love giving content here, and that's my goal, is to bring massive amounts of value. If you like it, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Have a blessed day.